What's up, y'all? W Devil's at you giving another big update. It's a big one, so I'm gonna try to jump right into it. Keep it moving. I might say a few words here and there about each one, but I'm gonna try to keep it moving. Look out! I'm gonna do a contest entry for my boy Retro Slasher, aka my homie Andy. Been talking to him a lot on the horror chat we got going on Facebook. Very cool guy. He's running a cool contest, so I say go ahead and support him wholeheartedly. He really knows his slasher stuff. He's a cool cat, and he's a wrestling fan like me. So we definitely got some shit in common. And say throw it out to Derek, Deep Orgy 86. Be sure to go check his channel. Really knowledgeable stuff. And we got a lot of common as well. We seem to have a lot of the same horror taste. He likes his old Italian stuff. He likes a lot of the same stuff I do. So I recommend him. If you like any of the stuff I usually cover in my flicks and pickups, you like him. He does a lot of reviews. So be sure to go check him out. Definitely go check out those two guys. Let's keep it moving. First, we got kind of a non-horror. I think it's kind of a dark drama though. Malice in Wonderland. I picked this up for my girlfriend mostly. She's a big Alice in Wonderland fan and a horror fan like myself. So I kind of grabbed this for her. She seemed to really enjoy it. I've not watched it personally, so I need to check it out. Like I said, it's a dark drama, released by Magnet. Malice in Wonderland. So let me know what y'all think. I picked up a Tartanasian Extreme for cheap. Been getting a lot of used and cheap stuff at FYE lately. Been having some luck. Luckily, they had this Associate Appreciation Day where a lot of stuff was 40% off. So I don't have them in order here, but I picked up a lot of stuff for like $2 and $3 a piece. This is one, as y'all know, you've watched my updates. I'm a big fan of the Tartanasian Extremes. Cinderella, though, it was alright. It wasn't bad for what it was. Very loosely based on Cinderella, say. A dark ghost flick. Really kind of a sad flick, though, overall. It's kind of depressing overall, but it's a well-made flick, but maybe just not one for me. Not that I'm looking for a happy-go-lucky fairy tale in a horror movie, but it's just, I don't know. The whole story is pretty sad. Picked up Bloody Birthday. One of the last few weeks I went to the flea market. Actually got it for $1, and I printed out this cover art myself. So I'm eager to check this one out. I've always heard good things about Bloody Birthday. Another non-horror pawn shop pickup, Rollerball. The original with James Pond. Very fun time though. If you're a fan of like Death Race 2000 or any of these old like battle flicks, I guess per se, a Thunderdome kind of thing or something like that. Rollerball, good dark sci-fi flick though. I've been getting a lot of luck at the Ollies here recently. I don't know if y'all have any Ollies in your area. They have a lot of Dark Sky and IFC Midnights for $1.99 a piece, and they have a lot of rental copies from when Blockbuster went out of business, just the solo disc. They come in a cheap sleeve. So I printed off some cover arts for Perfect Student. I picked this one up. Not so sure about this one. I mean, it looks like a slasher flick for 99 cents, so I had to pick it up, printed out the cover art. So let me know what y'all think about some of these. Another one I've heard JP Double Shot J rage about a lot on the podcast over the years, and I've always wanted to check out the cubes. These seem to inspire the saw flicks. This was a Black Friday buy at Walmart. This is Werewolf, The Beasts Among Us. Got this for like $2. Really cheap. One of the promo deals they had on Black Friday. Haven't watched that one yet. Another Lionsgate 4-pack, which to me Lionsgate puts out some pretty solid multi-packs. Some of the best. I'm a fan of multi-packs. I know some horror guys are kind of stiflers about that, but I'm a big fan of them. Dracula's Curse, Bled, and you got Bram Stoker's Dracula's Guest, and you got Fang. So all vampire related ones. Now I know nothing about these. Need to check them out. $1 pawn shop pickup. Backwoods. Being a dude from Tennessee and a fan of slashers, I do like my Backwoods hillbilly slashers. This looks very low budget, so not high expectations, but I'll give it a watch. R.I.P. Roddy Piper. Had to get this one. Been looking at this one for a while. Hell Comes to Frogtown. Really more sci-fi action, just goofy cheese, but I was a fan. It was a good time. I instantly thought of my homies Matt, you and your horror movies, and I thought of Moods. It seems right up their alley. Sharks and Tornadoes 8-pack. It's got Raging Sharks, Larva, Tornado, Shark Man, Snake Man, Skeleton Man, Mosquito Man, and Rats. Not to be confused with Rats, Night of the Terror. Looks like a newer release. Haven't watched any of these, but looks like cheesy fun. I couldn't pass it up. This one kind of confused me. Playback. This has also got a release from a different company. I believe Phase 4 Flicks actually released this one as well. Playback. Because, yeah, I saw that in the stores with different cover art and stuff, but it's got the same actors, so I'm interested to see this one. I do like my magnet releases for the most part. Finally found this for cheap. Used at FYE. I believe it was $2. The Pet Sematary 2-pack. I've of course seen Pet Sematary numerous times, but I grabbed it for Pet Sematary 2, which I found was a pretty solid sequel. Nothing special. Got this one on the cheap. Pawn shop pickup. Shredder. A fun early 2000s slasher flick set on a mountain with a snowboard killer. It was different. It was kind of your Jason type slasher set on a snowy mountain. So that was cool. It was a cool flick. Holy Ghost people. You've seen stuff like Red State or even what's the newer one? I really enjoyed. It'll come back to me. But you all know what I'm talking about. Like the religious horror, Jim Jones kind of stuff going on in this one. Fun flick. And I got this at Ollie's for $2. Shout Factory Steelbook release of sci-fi classics. It has Attack the Crab Monsters, War of the Satellites, and Not of This Earth. Really good transfers, really solid set for what it is. Steelbook and got it that cheap. Highly suggest if y'all got Ollie's in your area, go check them out. They have some straight ass pickups. So stoked to get this one at the flea market. This was $2. Classic Todd Browning's Freaks. Of course, the director of Frankenstein, the original. If you haven't seen this, guys, you really need to see this one. Disturbing stuff, but just a dark, well-made flick. One of the best climaxes in horror history, I think. Some of the rain shots and stuff are just, I don't know, that's breathtaking stuff to me. It gets me every time, just gives me chills. Was glad to get this one. I believe this is getting a new release by Scorpion. Don't Go in the House. So hell yeah, it's your old school 70s ghost flicks. So I do like my 70s ghost flicks. Eager to check this one out. Save this one for the end. $2.95 pickup at McKay's. Doctor and the Devils. Looked really interesting. 20th Century Fox release. Let me know what y'all think about that one. One of my favorite found footage flicks. I'm not a huge fan of found footage, but really enjoyed this one. As Above, So Below. Got this for like $4 at a local disc exchange shop. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of found footage. I've grown to respect them and like them. There are some that I do like. And this being one of them. As Above, So Below. Set in the catacombs. One of the coolest settings for a horror flick, in my opinion. Fun release right here. I'm trying to remember his released by Millennium. A countdown. Um, Teens living in New York City are having a little New Year's Eve party, and a weird ass guest shows up named Jesus. This is his nickname. The guy who plays Jesus does a great job. I thought this was a pretty fun time. You know, nothing over the top special, but pretty solid flick. 13 Sins. Picked this one up cheap, of course. Anchor Bay release. It's a remake of 13 Game of Death. If y'all have seen the Dimension Extreme. I do like 13 Game of Death more than this one. This one's middle of the road, but not bad. Not a bad flick. It's happy to get this one. Orphan. One of the few like newer mainstream ones that I actually enjoyed quite a bit. Orphan is a creepy ass flick. Highly suggest this one if y'all haven't seen it. It's Orphan. Another one I thought of my boys, Matt and Moods. Gotta check this one out. Octopus 1 and 2. Got Blood Surf, and you got Crocodile. So I can definitely get down with this one. Of course, the Lionsgate multi-pack. So, you know, I think this is gonna be a solid one. $2 pawn shop. I had a little gift card from Walmart, and I had to pop on this one. Kind of regrettably, Lost After Dark. You know, it's billing itself as a retro 80s slasher, which it does have a pretty good 80s feel, but to me it was just a mediocre one, middle of the road. Nothing too special, but you know, if you can pick it up cheap, I'd say give it a watch and check it out. Not bad by any means. But yeah, Lost After Dark. Got this one, $2 local FYE. Now this might have been $2.97 actually, but anyways, Las Vegas serial killer. I had to pick this up. It's a Ray Dennis Steckler release. You know, I've learned about his stuff from some of the Joe Bob Briggs commentaries. Fun ass old cheesy stuff usually, so I had to pop on that one. Might have been in my last update, I think it was. So sorry if I'm re-showing this, but Howling Reborn, nah, that's garbage. But I'm trying to complete my whole Howling. An 80s flick I hadn't seen, 97 cents, an FYE, brand new. Had to pick it up. Pulse. So I didn't know if this was still any relation. I don't believe it is with the Japanese or the American remakes of Pulse, but looks like a cool technology ghost thing, kind of like a poltergeist kind of thing going on. So eager to check that one out. Like I said, Ollie's got a lot of IFC Midnights and Dark Sky films for $2. Like I've seen the Eaten Alive 2-disc. I've seen Manborg up there. Of course, I already own those, but I would have popped all over those for $2 if I saw them. So, IFC Midnight released In Their Skin. Sorry, I haven't seen that one yet. Nor have I seen Almost Human. Had to grab it for $2. And Wrecked with Adrian Brody. I did watch some of this one, and I don't know, it seemed different. It wasn't too horrific. I guess it's more of a thriller flick. So, didn't seem like much special, but I didn't finish it. Ended up getting busy. This was a fun-ass horror comedy, in my opinion, released by Scream Factory. Gravy. So I saw this at the local Walmart and had to pop on it. I love the alternate cover art with the friar on it. Very cool stuff. It wasn't amazing, but pretty solid. I'd give it a decent review on it. Another one I had to pop on at Walmart, Eli Roth with IFC Midnight and Scream Factory releasing The Stranger. I've heard mixed things on this one, so I really need to check it out. $2.97 local FYE, brand new Doll from Hell. Of course, a Tokyo Shock / Media Blaster Shriek Show release. So I like my Shriek Show, Tokyo Shock, so I had to jump on that one. I got this one because I need to rewatch it. I've only watched it once when it first came out. This was $3 at a local pawn shop on Blue. Cabin in the Woods. A lot of people seem to love this one. I was not a huge fan the first watch, but I do want to go back and rewatch it. It could have just been the mood I was in that one. Got the Carrie remake, also for $3 on Blu-ray. For what it is, I didn't think it was too bad. I think this Chloe Moretz, what's her first name? Chloe Grace Moretz. She did a pretty good job though, doing the whole Carrie thing. But I just love that original Carrie, and it's hard to top it. Either the TV remake or this one doesn't come that close to it. I might even prefer the TV remake to this one, but this is middle of the road, nothing bad. This was actually like 97 cents at FYE as well. Salem Witch Trials on Blu-ray. I do also believe it is a might have been a Lifetime release, Lifetime movie, so not high expectations on this one, but I like my witch movies, so I had to pick it up. Another one I got really cheap, brand new. I believe this was $3 at FYE. It is Mom and Dad. I was going to say, yeah, it's British. It's a British horror flick from Great Britain. So, if y'all have seen this, let me know. It looks like a pretty solid, gritty slasher, though. It looks kind of dark. Eager to check that out. The directors of Grave Encounters, their Scream Factory release of Extraterrestrial. I've heard decent things about this one as well. So yeah, I'm eager to check this one out. Scream Park, got this one at a cheap pawn shop. It's a Wild Eye release. I should have liked this a lot more than I did. It has a cameo, more or less, of Doug Bradley. He's not in the flick much. Yeah, it's set at your Carnival theme park. So any flick like that I usually like. I'm a sucker for that setting, but this one wasn't nothing special. I should have liked it a lot more than I did. I know this has got a more recent Blu-ray release, but I got this one really cheap as well at an FYE. And I've always wanted to see this flick, and I watched it and absolutely loved it. One of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. Of course, it's not Shining level or anything like that, but I'd put it Misery level, like pretty damn solid. I really like the effects on it. Good twist. Original ass movie. Yeah, what we say, it's Stephen King adaptation done right. That's Thinner. Got this on a going out of business sale. I do believe I've already shown this one as well. Wreck. Of course, Quarantine was almost a shot-for-shot remake of this, but one of the few, that's a found footage I do like. I do like the Wreck films. The first two, I need to check out the later ones. We got Amityville, the new generation. Some of these Amityville sequels seem to just be cashing in on the franchises, so I don't have a high expectation of this one. Stay away from Amityville Theater. If any of y'all get that movie was garbage. My girlfriend picked that one up and we watched it. That was shit. So I don't have high expectations, but I think it'll be better than Amityville Theater. So this is a movie from India, so a horror flick from India. I don't believe I have any of these. The Ghost Atma. On the back, it kind of looks like a Scream ripoff. If anybody knows anything about this one, let me know. I might have to pop this one in and watch it soon. Kind of seemed intriguing. This was a pretty damn solid IFC Midnight release, in my opinion. Metaxia. Just a cool, dark, haunting flick. Pretty creepy stuff. Throw this one out. Another one I hit up on the 40% off at FYE Day. Another Full Moon Grindhouse release. Big fan of these releases, so trying to collect them all. Brawling Devil, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It is looks like some Nazi exploitation. So I don't believe I've really seen any Nazi exploitation, so that's gonna be a first for me. And they had this triple pack. I don't own any of these flicks. It's a Grudge box set, individually, all these. $6, but it's 40% off, so I got it a little over $3 for the box set. So definitely happy with that one. Bad y'all, moving right along. We got the IFC Midnight release of Haunter. I've heard this was a pretty decent one, so I do need to check this one out for what it is. Finally got the 2-pack of Troll 1 and 2. Troll's a fun-ass flick, and Troll 2 is really bad, but I can watch it to laugh at it. Of course, check out the documentary, The Best Worst movie. Documentary about Troll 2. That's a pretty fun and interesting documentary. But Troll 1 and 2 double pack by MGM. Sucker for my midnight movie, so I got Count Yorga's Vampires. Of course, you're kind of looks like a more romantic vampire flick, but you know, like I said, midnight movies, I'm gonna check it out. Now this was a fun ass one. There again, $2 at Ollie's. A lot of IFC Midnights up there. Grabbers, fun ass tentacle monster, good ass creature feature on this one. I highly suggest Grabbers. I believe this got a more recent release, maybe by, I want to say Scream Factory. Could be wrong. Ravenous, however you want to say it. Very, very cool cannibal stuff on this one, though. I was pretty impressed with this one. Definitely check that one out. I double dipped. Kind of hate to do it. I've got the Blue Underground release of Blade in the Dark, but this is the Anchor Bay release, and it was cheap at my local pawn shop. Can't pass up my old school Anchor Bay. You see that white ship? I gotta get it. A pretty fun little full moon one. Seed People. Got that cheap at my local pawn shop. Said it's full moon. You know what you're getting into. Sometimes they can be hit or miss, but I found this one pretty fun. Not too bad. Got this one, local pawn shop finally. Chernobyl Diaries. Pretty solid found footage for me. I like this one. And kind of a different story and stuff. Of course, the fallout from Russian nuclear disaster. So very cool. Don't have high expectations for this one, but $1 at my local pawn shop. This is the Paranormal Diaries. Looks like some found footage, and it's got paranormal in the title. It is released by Image, so it can be hit or miss in my opinion. Yeah, let me know what y'all think about that one. I don't have high expectations. Another $1 release. The local pawn, or a $2, I'm sorry, at Ollie's, IFC Midnight, of Haunt. So I've just been basically grabbing all the IFC Midnights I've seen up there. I'll get to them eventually. I watch 2 or 3 horror movies a day, and I can only get through so many at a time and still have a life. So it is what it is. The last broadcast, I got this one pretty cheap at Disc Exchange. But I'm glad to have it in my horror collection because it is pretty much the first found footage, at least the found footage horror flicks. From what I've heard, this is like officially the one that influenced Blair Witch. Pretty boring flick though, I have to say. Not much redeeming. It'll be a while before I pop this one back in, but that's the last broadcast. Now, Severin had a big sale going on. They have some really cool ones. I wish I could have got more than what I did, but balling on a budget. But they had some great deals. Everything was half off, basically. The Baby, fantastic 70s horror gem. Very strange. If you're a fan of like strange, like American Gothic, or just weirder, more abnormal horror flicks, The Baby's for you. It's funny and it's creepy at the same time. I kind of like those kind of horror flicks. You don't know whether to laugh or be creeped out when you're watching it. It's fantastic. I love The Baby. Had to get me some Olaf Ittenbach goodness. I've had this on my radar for years. Like, before I had a YouTube channel, I was wanting the Burning Moon. Finally got it. It's cheesy goodness to me. Fucking gory as hell. Your German splatter. Um, kind of, it's really low budget though. If you're not a fan of low budget, I think a lot of it is shot on video, if not all of it. So if you're not a fan of that stuff, stay away from it. But if you're like me and you like some cheesy, good goriness, the Burning Moon is fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, I got the definitive guides of Video Nasties, part 1 and 2. Just watched the documentaries on each one of these so far, and they were just amazingly done. One takes you through a lot of the original Band 82 of the band, like the prosecuted ones and stuff like that. It really just takes you through the British Film Committee and the stuff that they did. And then part 2 is more the aftermath, and I found it just as fun, if not more fun, showing police raids and some of these like black market VHS trade that was going on. So between the horror communities, because everybody want to see these uncut versions and the best cuts and all that stuff. Fantastic. They're loaded. They have like trailers of all the prosecuted flicks and the controversial flicks. It's got the original. You got section 2 and 3. You'll see that if you watch more on this. But all 82 trailers are on here. There's like both of these are like 13 hours a piece, so there's a lot of stuff to cover on these, and I'm excited to check it all out. And last but very not least, pretty much the greatest pick of all time for me. It was Tales from the Hood. It's still one of my favorite pickups of all time at my local flea market for $2. And lo and behold, I got this for $2 at my local flea market. MGM release of Clown House. Very controversial. Y'all just look in the backstory. I don't want to go into it. Of course, done by Victor Salvo due to the Jeepers Creepers. He's a piece of shit, but he makes some good-ass horror movies. I hate him personally, but all his horror movies that I've seen, I haven't seen his newest one. I forgot the name of that one, but I'm a fan of pretty much all his stuff. They say very well done clown movie. This is one I would suggest if you can find online or something. Watch it. Don't pay $100 for it for trying sake. But if you can stumble across it, be fortunate like I was. Definitely check it out. It's a great horror flick. It's an 80s gem, and I think if it didn't have the dark background between it, it would be regarded as a very highly regarded horror movie in the horror community. So that's Clown House, the greatest pick of all time for me personally. So I was proud of that one. Almost shit myself. But yeah, finally got through the update. Sorry for the length, y'all. I try to keep it moving. As always, appreciate y'all watching. Be looking for shelf by shelf and contest entry and anything else we can keep y'all on. So hell yeah, appreciate the support as always. Peace out.